Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Frank here from Truth No Chaser. And yes, you have entered another episode of Frankie Sports Bar, a place where you can get your sip on and your weekly dose of sports all in one place. What's going on, y'all, man? First and foremost, as always, I would like to kick off every show by reminding you guys to follow us on all of our social media outlets. I want you to follow us on Instagram. That's at truth_no_chaser. I want you to subscribe to our YouTube and our Facebook. That's Truth No Chaser. And I want you to visit our website at www.thetruthnochaser.com. Check in with the latest on what we got going on, and always get your fresh gear from there. So let's start it off, man. What we got on the table today is all NFL. We got all NFL today. And first up to bat, we got my man Cam Newton. Yes, Cam Newton has found himself a job as a quarterback for the New England Patriots. Lord knows they needed one. How permanent remains to be seen. But for now, it's a 1-year contract for a little over $1 million. The guaranteed money is a little over $500,000. And that's the issue. A lot of people have a problem with this signing. You know, there's approximately going to be 23 quarterbacks that's guaranteed more money than Cam Newton in 2020. And as a matter of fact, in recent signings, Cam is not the only player to be getting shafted, so to speak. You have Jameis Winston that just recently signed with the New Orleans Saints as a backup quarterback for a little over $1 million as well, but his guaranteed money is $148,000. You know, very low. He has incentives, so and he can make up to $4.7 million in incentives, but he's not going to reach that because he's a backup quarterback. A lot of the fees are just kind of out of reach, So, but this is my question. My question to you guys is: are they really shafted? Is this considered somewhat of a low ball, so to speak, given the production that's been given from both of them? Cam Newton, 2015, was an MVP, led his Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. It doesn't seem too long ago, but as the football year is concerned, when you have the rest of the decade with not the same production, it kind of is, So Jameis Winston also coming off of a high yet obscure kind of stat season where he led his team in both, the best and the worst offensive categories a quarterback could lead the team in, which is led in yards and he led in interceptions. Led the league in yards and interceptions, pardon me. So production wise, you can't help but to say it's not exactly a low ball kind of situation. And if you take it a step further, what to take the Monique and Netflix route, where you start to, evaluate some of those other players, though. I'm saying? If you take her route and start to evaluate some of the other resumes of the quarterbacks that's going to be getting paid more than them, then I can see your point. So I'm kind of 50-50 with this. Richard Sherman, he had a lot to say, as always. I don't know why he felt he needed to speak up on his matter, but he called it disgusting and ridiculous. And on this point, Sherman, I kind of see where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But when you guys do check that list of people that are going to be players that's going to be getting paid more than them, quarterbacks in particular, that's going to be getting paid more than them this year, do me a favor and leave Nick Foles' name off that list. All right? Because that man's Super Bowl winner and Super Bowl MVP, and a very prominent backup, and deserves all the backup money, the backup moolah one could give. You understand what I'm saying? So keep his name out your mouth. Moving on, man. Still staying with the NFL, like I said, man. Washington Redskins. Yes, sir. Time to come up off that name, baby. It's been years. It's been a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So they back in hot doo-doo again, and this time it's going to stick. It seems like this issue has been an issue forever, this Washington Redskins with their name. But like I've said on the show before, man, the nature of the world today, pent up frustrations, racial tension in the air. There's no better time than now for immediate change, as T.I. would say, expeditiously, So earlier on this week, FedEx, which, we know have naming rights to the Redskins stadium, they made a statement saying, listen, if you want to continue doing business, with this organization, then we insist that you change the name. And that's huge considering that FedEx has invested $205 million through the year 2025 with this team, But au contraire, my friend, listen. Let's not be so quick to give FedEx praise. You understand? Because this team had this name since 1933. So in 2014, the Oneida tribe of Indians in Wisconsin, they actually asked shareholders at FedEx to reconsider merging with the Washington Redskins due to their name. And we see what happened, right? FedEx pretty much opted to partner anyway and just gave the natives a big FU. But now that we, trying times and backs against the ropes, instead of saying, like, listen, change it or we taking our money and working elsewhere. You understand? Also, Nike and PepsiCo, they threatened to part ways if they don't change the name as well. In fact, Nike actually took all the merch off the site, so they pulled their apparel. If you're a Redskin fan right now, temporarily, you can't even get, no jersey off of Nike site. Only 31 teams are available. You are not one of them, baby. So real quick story. As a matter of fact, at his cat, man, he was like the president of some Native American organization. Forgive me for forgetting the name, but this is back in, when I was in college, and he came to speak at my school. Long Island has a lot of Native influence in the names, Ronkonkoma, Patchogue, so on and so forth. So this cat, he comes to speak to us, and he was, in the middle of his speech, he starts telling us about how, undervalued they are, and how Redskins has always been very derogatory and, name for them. And it's very offensive. And at the time, I didn't really connect it. I was like, huh? I didn't connect the whole Redskin, that's what they were talking about, and so on and so forth. So I was like, why are you offended by that? And he was like, well, let me ask you, would you like to play on a team called the Alabama Punch Monkeys? I was like, point taken, sir. But then there's this, Kevins and Karens always existed. There's this Jewish cat that was like, nah, it's not the same. Nah, you guys are over-exaggerating, overreacting as usual. Nah, it's not the same. And he was like, well, listen, sir, since you feel it's not the same, I would tell you what team you could play for, but I know I would lose my job. Jewish kid. He's like, yeah, I know I would lose my job if I told you what team you could play for. But back to the Redskins, though, man. Owner Daniel Snyder, he's always been such a stubborn ass. You know what I'm saying? But that stubbornness can only go but so far, baby. You're gonna have to come up off that name this time, man. Bottom line is, Mr. Snyder, if you offend one, you offend enough. That's it. Come up off that name, baby. I want you to leave in the comment box what you think they should be renamed. A lot of people have been saying Washington Renegades, Washington Warriors. I saw one dude, it's pretty interesting, man. He said Washington Pigskins. Pigskins, in a sense of, obviously, that's what they call the football. And they also refer to Redskins fans as the Hogs, right? Something like that. Or not the fans, but, the offensive linemen back in the day. So you had the Hog section and all that stuff. So, it sounds funny, but kind of makes sense. Think about it. Get back to me. Moving on. Lastly, we have this BS. Let's talk about this BS, man. The Black National Anthem is to be played before the Star Spangled Banner at the games now. And I know a few people that's looking at this like, at least we're headed in the right direction. Listen, stop. No, we're not. All right. Because at the end of the day, this is not the equality that we are fighting for. How about fair chances at higher position? How about equal pay for value and worth? How about a seat at the owner's table? How about, more importantly, your sons and nephews in law enforcement not killing us unjustly? Or for your children and loved ones of the judicial system to stop letting them get away with it? How about that? You know, all this pacifying with these antics is pointless. Here you go, boy. You like rap, don't you? Here's Jay-Z. Fuck out of here. You don't like our anthem? We'll sing yours first. How about that? Trying to find a happy median. Listen, I don't give a damn if you had a hologram of Marian Anderson herself belting out old Negro spirituals at halftime. This ain't it. Stop playing with us. You know what we talking about. And if you don't, I'd rather you take the silent route like my man Jerry Jones, man. Stay your ass quiet. You know? So, if it's not what we want to hear, man, save all your incentives, man. You heard? So, anyway, as always, if you agree or disagree, leave it under the comment section. Let me know if I'm on something, if I'm reaching all the time. You understand what I'm saying? But I want you to engage either way. You know, I respect everybody's opinions and takes on everything. So, that'll do it for Frankie Sports Bar. And the bar is closing. And God willing, I will see you next week. But until then, have a great weekend. Peace.
Truth. No chaser.